Well, hello. Welcome to another exciting edition of Coffee with Steven. So, this week's blog is entitled The Lazy Samurai, and I'm hoping that you actually learn something from both this video as well as the underlying blog. Now, by this point, I'm hoping that most of you have spit your coffee out if you're watching this video online and thinking to yourself, what the F is Lieberman doing right now? You should have seen a number of different safety violations, including one that I'm doing right now, my finger being on the trigger. Okay, so as you can see, the gun is in fact unloaded. I checked before I turned the video on. That being said, everything that I was doing took conscious effort on my part, from pointing the gun in the direction of the camera to leaving my finger on the trigger while I was doing my little introduction there. The title of this blog is entitled The Lazy Samurai. And, I'm going to say probably about once every 2 years or so, I end up writing a blog that many people would think chastises them for really poor and inappropriate gun handling skills. There's two levels of gun handling skills. Number one is basic safety. Every single thing that you just saw me doing with that gun is patently unsafe. It's a recipe for disaster. And if that is where you are in your gun handling skills, you need immediate remedial training. If you watched the video and saw what I was doing with the firearm and weren't viscerally offended by that, you need massive remedial training, okay? So our level of gun handling skills from a safety standpoint, we'll call it here, okay? There is what I oftentimes refer to as professionalism at arms. That's up here, okay? That's more than just simply proper manipulation of a firearm from a safe standpoint. This is actually the displaying of core competency with your firearm, or for that matter, any firearm, okay? And it goes beyond simple safety measures. It actually gets to the point of being able to display a level of competence and confidence in the use of your firearm that transcends just basic safety. It's something that we all need to achieve. Now, here's the problem. The more you play with guns, the more you train with guns, the easier it is to become lazy with guns. On one level, this takes that competency level and drops it completely down. On the other side of the equation, it increases the probability that you're going to have some sort of catastrophic event with that firearm because you're simply being lazy in your manipulations. Over the last few weeks at Artemis, we've had to counsel a number of individuals in displaying professionalism at arms. And these are people that have a lot of experience with guns. On one level, there's an absolute rejection of competency. Okay, where they sit there and they say, if I'm going to get involved in a gunfight, I'm just going to do X. Okay, it's a hubris that eschews the value of training, extraordinarily problematic, okay? But we see that. I had a conversation with somebody in a CCW class not too long ago where they basically said, look, tactics are a complete waste of time. I'm a really good shot, all right? And you can imagine my reaction to that. The other side of the equation, like I said, though, is that we become so lazy that we start engaging in behavior that is patently unsafe, and there's a general feeling of like, so what's your problem? Yeah, so I was pointing the gun at you. I mean, so what? It wasn't like I was going to shoot you with it, all right? When we get to this level where we are so lacking self-awareness when it comes to finger discipline or muzzle discipline, we have to pause. All right, we have to understand that what we're doing is not only putting ourselves in danger, but potentially putting other people in danger. More importantly, it's putting our entire concept of Second Amendment advocacy in danger. All right, so if you're not going to be safe for yourself, if you're not going to be safe for those that are around you. At least be safe for the underlying philosophical pinnings of the Second Amendment. You have a greater burden to bear than most normal people do. Okay, I mean, we don't worry about our ability to operate a motor vehicle being taken away because somebody makes unsafe lane changes. All right, but in the Second Amendment world, this is something we have to fight all the time. So, as I always admonish you, train constantly, train consistently, train repetitively, and train with purpose. Above all else, stay safe.